GN Sports Show, powered by the Calvin Ayre Foundation.
GN Sports Show.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of the GN Sports Show. And I said exciting. I'm George Dublin.
And I'm Terry Andrew. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Yes, and in our Rising Star segment, we will have two young Generation Next U15 players, Daniel Harker and Tajay Samuel will be joining us. And also will be joining us former Generation Next player, on the 15 youth player, on the 17 youth player, and qualifier to the next round of the U20 CONCACAF World Cup qualifier, Seth Lane will also be joining us here on the show, Terry.
Yeah, also other young Benner boys will be joining us, Vaugh Jackson Jr., Ivan Grant and Jordan Francis. And they'll be also here with head coach Schyan Jeffers. Of course, they are on a high. You will hear some of the stories from their qualification period down in Costa Rica.
Yes, definitely. And also the doc will be in the house. Dr. Rick, the resident doctor, will be in the house with me and Terry, talking about health, talking about magnesium in the body and what magnesium and how important magnesium is to us. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the GN Sports Show.
GN Sports Show.
Our vision is to become the premier platform for showcasing and empowering young student athletes, providing them with the tools and exposure to excel both in sports and life, while shaping the next generation of confident, media-savvy leaders. The GN Sports Show is dedicated to highlighting the talent and stories of young student athletes across all sports disciplines. We aim to equip them with vital media exposure and public speaking skills, helping them grow into confident individuals both on and off the field. Through engaging interviews, mentorship, and real-world media experiences, we strive to foster personal and professional development that supports their athletic journeys.
GN Sports Show.
Welcome back to the GN Sports Show. And in our Rising Star segment, we have two players in studio with us, Generation Next U15 players, Daniel Harker and Tajay Samuel. Good evening, fellas.
Good night.
All right, so both of you in Generation Next U50s, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Daniel, what school you go to?
I go to Clearwater Secondary School.
Yeah, and you, Tajay?
I attend the St. Joseph Academy.
And in the just concluded schools football league, didn't you represent your school?
Yes, sir.
So what age groups you played in?
Under 16.
Just under 16 alone?
Yeah.
And you?
I didn't represent.
You didn't represent? All right. So at Generation Next, what position you always play?
Centre back.
You just play centre back? Are you
Right back, yeah.
Why both your defenders?
Well, when I first started off, I was I played strike. I was a striker. When I was around 6 or 7, and then when I came back to Generation X, I found myself in the defensive position. Well, first I did start off in left back.
Right.
Yeah. So now I am playing right back, but now I want to move on to playing right wing.
I'll be right wing.
Yeah.
All right. And you, why you play defense that day? Well, I coach you at Generation Next. Just let me make that clear now. And I know you don't want to play the centre back. So where do you want to play that?
Midfield.
You want to play midfield? Yeah. As in what? Central midfield?
No, defensive.
Defensive midfield. All right. Why? What's the difference between defensive midfield and centre back?
I don't know. I barely get the ball in centre back. I like to be on the ball more.
So that's why you want to, because you want to be on the ball more.
Yeah.
But as a defensive midfield, I think a defensive midfielder and a centre back basically has give and take the same role. It's just the defender wins the ball and gets it to midfield, and the defensive midfielders try to stop the ball from going to the defenders. So it's predominantly in and out the same concept, the same responsibilities both have. You just want to be more upfield.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, all right. But as it is, as a young player, everybody wants to be more upfield because more upfield is where it all happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you're going to play centre back for me, just letting you know now. So take that defensive midfield out of their mind, right, Tajay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, y'all watch football on the TV and stuff like that, right? Who's your favorite player?
Vinny Jr. Vinicius Jr.
So Vinicius Jr. is your favorite player. Okay, who is your favorite defender? Because he's the defender, right? Say, do you like any defenders, or that's why you want to go to midfield because you like Vinicius Jr.?
No, I don't have any defenders.
So because you like Vinicius Jr., that's why you want to play midfield?
Yeah.
All right. And you, Taj?
Van Dijk.
but you don't want to be a centre back, and Van Dijk is your favorite player. How that work? Explain that to me, Dad.
I play in the position, so the best player in that position is Van Dijk. So
He's the
I learn
best.
from
So right, so that's what I'm saying. So if Van Dijk is Van Dijk is the highest paid defender in the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if he is the highest paid defender in the world, and he's been recognized as the best defender in the world at the present minute, then being a defender can't be that bad to you to want to know to be a defensive midfielder.
No.
Exactly. So I think you have good attributes to be a decent centre back. That's what I think. At this point in time, I don't know if over the course you've developed more, you probably could be a defensive midfielder. But for now, I think you could be a really good centre back. So that's why I have the idea. Because you're the most aggressive, you're quick. I don't want to say you're fearless, but you are. You know what I'm saying? So all these attributes are defensive attributes, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah.
Alright, so any you want to represent the national team? Y'all hear what the under 20 did the other day?
Yeah.
When I came training, one of y'all phone was on the game, innit? Was it yours?
Orlando.
And
Was
my
Orlando's
phone as well.
phone?
And his own.
Oh, okay, alright. And y'all enjoyed the game, innit?
Yeah.
So these guys are guys that should want to aspire to, y'all know that? So, but in order for that, I mean, y'all listen to me. I said, I tell y'all now, in order for that to happen, both you have to listen to me. Y'all understand? And
Yes,
then y'all
coach.
have a chance. If you don't have no chance. Understand? So, you want to play midfield.
No, right wing.
Right wing is midfield, Daniel. Alright, no
Oh,
problem.
yeah.
So what about Vinicius Jr. likes? What you
I
like?
like how he always move with the ball, he dribbles nice, and I like how he finishes.
And you think you had that you could
Well,
become that if you
yes,
work hard enough
yeah,
at it.
yeah.
Alright, that's good. That's at least you know what you want. And that's good. And you touch, why Van Dijk? Of everybody, why Van Dijk?
I like his playing style and the things he does.
So then, is it fair to say that Liverpool is your team in the English Premier League?
Yeah.
And is it fair to say that Real Madrid is yours?
Yeah.
It's fair to say that. Alright. So if you are, so do you know that we just do the combine, Generation X do the combine and so on every year? Did anyone of you pass in the combine the other day? You
Yes,
did?
yes, I did.
Yes.
You was there too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, alright. So then y'all have thoughts of going further academically and football wise?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Alright, but I can tell y'all this again. In order for anyone to do something, y'all have to listen to me. You're not gonna get it to y'all here. Alright, so outside of football, any hobbies other than football? Any other sport, knitting, crochet,
Yeah, track.
making juice, what else?
Track.
Track? And you?
Basketball.
Basketball? So you're going to represent Clear School in the basketball league then?
Well, I was supposed to, but I had an injury, so I
Yeah,
didn't.
And you just run track? So what you like about track? I mean like 100 meter, the long
100
distance
and
sprint.
200 meter.
102 meter.
Yeah.
So so you're the defending 100 and 200 meter champion at St. Joseph's Academy?
No. People way faster.
Yeah, people way faster than you. So how long, what's class in?
From the
And you?
Country as well.
So you are 2 more years. So by the time you get to 5th army, you're supposed to be the fastest in St. Joseph's Academy.
Yeah.
So when inter-school come up, I could come and watch you.
Yep.
So we're making that a deal.
Yep.
Alright, and you? So by the time your injury come over, I could watch you play basketball.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Alright. Well, if you have to choose between football, basketball, football, athletics, which one would you choose?
Football, I basically grew up around it.
You grew
And
up.
My father does it.
Your father does it. And you?
Yeah, I always do football as well.
Yeah, the football as well. Alright. Well, fellas, it's been a pleasure having you all here. I hope that both of you continue to go. I've seen the development in both of you through the last 2 years I've been coaching both of you, and I just hope that y'all listen to what I say. In order to be better, you have to listen to me. I don't want y'all to forget that. Y'all have to listen to me. Alright, so thanks for coming on the show and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Good night.
Alright, and there you have it. Talking to 2 of Generation Next young and upcoming players, Tajay Samuel and Daniel Harker. And with that, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with the GN Sports Show.
Sports Show.
Good evening and welcome back to the GN Sports Show. On here with us is Seth Lane, player from the Antigua and Barbuda National Under-20 team, which has just qualified for the second phase of the World Cup, FIFA U20 World Cup, to be hosted in Mexico in June and August. Seth, welcome.
Afternoon.
How are you doing, Seth?
I'm good. Everything's been good since the tournament ended.
Well, I know you had quite a hectic, maybe last 2-3 days because you flew straight from Costa Rica back to Canada.
But I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, you're
But
not.
yeah,
You're not
straight,
Carolina.
yeah, straight back.
Straight back. All right. So has the adrenaline of winning or qualifying, I should say, for the next phase rubbed off, ways off it yet?
I mean, I'll say yeah, it was very, at first, something you couldn't believe. Took a while for it to really hit, but still very happy about the situation. So yeah.
All right, no problem. So y'all played 4 games in that tournament. Y'all played Saint Lucia, British Virgin Islands, Dominica, and Dominican Republic. Game by game as y'all go along. How did you feel during those games? Like from the first game to the second game, did you get more confident, or you start to think, okay, this is going to get a bit more difficult? How you cope with the process of those 4 games?
I mean, I had to take every game one by one. First game, had a really good game. Second game, good game as well. Every game I had a good game. Sometimes, before the game started, I was really nervous. So, I just had to put my head down and focus really hard. But as the game started, confidence built, and then just played good.
All right. Well, I had the luxury of watching a few of the games. I didn't get to watch all the games, but I watched maybe 2 or 3 of the games. And during the commentary, the commentator said that you're poised and very controlled and you don't panic. So what could you say based on what you were before you left and now you're outside going to university? What can you say contributed to you being so poised and confident?
I'd say my coaches here definitely helped me because Dave coached D1, D2 there, and they just helped me a lot from my technical ability, passing. But I think I've always been quite composed, but since being here, and I helped focus on my football ability. Since I got better, just became more composed and then control the game better.
All right. Well, it's always good for teams to leave the country and go out and represent and do good, and that's a plus for football in the country and a plus for you. But I know you was away during most of the training process that took place here in Antigua, and you probably was here for maybe 2 weeks or so during the training, the final part of the training process. How was that? Working with Schyan for the first time along with Donovan Perrott and Rockley Thomas, and they've been around board quite a few times before. So, but just the difference, the change in coaching staff. How did you find it compared to coaching staff that you worked with during the under 15s and under 17s when you represent Antigua before?
I'll say every coaching staff I've been with has been good. Especially Schyan, he's very straightforward with what he wants to do, so he takes charge a lot. But coming back down for the week, I feel really glued with the team. Came in, and then I think Schyan already had a spot for me in the starting 11. So just came in and glued perfectly with the team.
All right. Most of the games in them you played with Ivan. Mm-hmm. I don't think at none of the youth level you have played with Ivan before, have you?
No, well, I think I played maybe once or twice, but not many.
Not with Ivan, not many with Ivan.
No,
So how did you manage to? I know he's a different player than what you're accustomed to. So how did you cope with just being able to get comfortable with him?
Yeah. It was a bit natural, man, because I guess me and Ivan we can both cover really well. And so it was we had each other's back the whole time.
All right. Well, that's what they make peers. If it was a single unit, then nobody would have to have your back. But that's why they paid both you together so I could have back, and it really showed in all 4 games. Y'all played. So looking forward, I know in some instance when one team qualifies and then you have to go back into the training process. Sometimes the teams change, sometimes they remain the same. Do you think that adding someone that wasn't there would make the team a bit better, or keeping the same squad together? Granted that maybe 5 or 6 of y'all won't be in the country to train with the rest of the local lads. Do you think that the team needs to get, maybe a next defender or a more attacking midfielder, anything of that sort? Just your take on what you think it could use to improve the team.
I mean, it'll never hurt to get another good player on the team. I'll say there's some players that were injured while we went away, that'll be most likely healthy by the time we come back for summertime and go away again. So I mean, if there's a possibility for us to get like an even better player, maybe another defender, midfielder, attacker, I say why not.
All right, so that means you will be in competitive football for a good duration of the process before you look to go off to Mexico then.
Yeah.
Well, said if you before you came down, and saw the team and trained with the team, what were your thoughts and y'all going forward, qualifying out to this group?
I mean, to be honest, when I saw the group, I was pretty confident because actually Antigua is one of the best Caribbean countries that have football-wise. But I guess I wasn't really thinking I was going to go and start because I thought, they had Nazari. I heard Ivan was playing really good. So I thought I'd be good there. Be on the bench for a little bit, but apparently not. But I was confident from the start. I know Dominican Republic would probably be our hardest challenge, but we went there and beat them.
Right. And in terms of the captain Keontae George, who's based in Germany, I know you've never seen him before, and that way, what's your perception of him? Is he a player that the younger players in the under 15s and 17 could look up to emulate? Does he bring that positive energy to the group on and off the field?
Yeah. I see. Every time before a game, gathered around, he had a nice talk. I think he made everyone's hope go high. Put a fire in everybody. He always had a good thing to say during the game. Sometimes he's very passionate, but that's what you need in a captain.
All right, Sid. Well said. It's definitely a pleasure talking to you. I just want to say congratulations once again on the achievement. I hope your football keeps growing. I've seen you from since under 15s, I think, in Generation X, and now you're a national under 20 player. So, I just want to wish you all the best. Continue to grow, continue to learn, and looking forward to see you back in Antigua sometime in the latter part of the year, the middle part of the year, and joining up with the team to go Mexico and continue this run with y'all on.
All right, thank you. And I want to say thank you to Gen X, especially you, Saul, because you're the one that turned me into centre back. So if you didn't do that, probably wouldn't be here right now. So thank you again.
Well, I appreciate the sentiments of you saying that. I trying to make the show about you set, but as you brought me into it, thanks very much, and you enjoy the rest of the evening, and looking forward to seeing you playing for Antigua in July and August.
Okay, thank you.
All right, then. And we'll be right back with the GN Sports Show.
GN Sports Show.
Welcome back. You're watching the GN Sports Show, and we have the young Benner boys in the house, and their coach, of course, Schyan Jeffers. Also joining us is Vaugh Jackson Jr., a member of the Under 20 squad that recently qualified for the final round of the CONCACAF Under 20 Championships. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on the GN Sports Show.
Thanks for having us.
All right. First off, Schyan, let's start with you. The other day, we saw an emotional Schyan after the 1-0 win against Dominican Republic. Just relive that moment in your mind for us. How was that feeling?
It's a feeling that I can't explain. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a long time that I want to pour out what's inside of me and help the youngsters, and finally came through. I got the moment to make something happen, and it's something that I've been dreaming all along, and follow my dream, follow my passion, and everything come to reality, to success.
Vaugh, what about you? That feeling after that final whistle against Dominican Republic, just talk us through that.
The final whistle, it was a long time dreaming of this opportunity, playing against, possibly playing against Jamaica, Costa Rica, those big teams. So out on the pitch, it was something different. I tried to hold back the tears, but I couldn't.
Awesome. Well, Schyan, I'm going to hand you over to your former teammate there in George Sauer Dublin. He's going to grill you tonight.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead, George.
Really, it is like inappropriate. Well, I'm just going to ask a few questions, that I just like to get some answers. Schyan, as Terry said, congratulations to you, Vaugh, and the team, on your success. I know that the mass majority of Antigua is very proud of y'all. We saw the emotions after the game. I saw you getting ice bath. I think I saw somebody post you getting an ice bath. So,
cool,
congratulations once again. But so going into the selection process, Schyan, and then after you selected the pool of players that you're going to work with here, after the first couple of weeks, did you think that we would be adequately prepared to win that group?
No, definitely no, because I started off with a little hiccup. You know, there was some first division schedule at the turf where we train, and they were using the light pretty much because they start like 4:15 or 5:15. Sometimes they play a doubleheader. So we have to use a western pitch, and it didn't have enough light to train. And we started training at 5:30. We didn't have enough light, so I had to use pretty much little shadow of lights to train on. So I did my warm-up there and my conditioning there, and I do small-sided game. And in my small-sided game, I start to implement the way how I want the team to play, the principles of play, how I want the team to play. And I progressed myself from there after a few times. Gwen, she rescheduled the games on them and play 2 games.
Okay, so it gets kind of
on the Tuesday, so I get more days.
Okay.
So and then I take it from there.
All right. Well, from what I know of you, you usually do adapt, given tough situations. You do adapt, and we definitely saw the end result is part of your adaptation. You understand what I'm saying? So Vaugh, I know you have played for the national teams from all levels, 15, 17s come right up, and you play for Schyan in the local league as well, so you're no strangers to the methodology and the things that Schyan wants to be done. But I think you had a really good tournament from what I saw. But from the onset, you know, it wasn't easy because as Schyan said, my team played at the turf a couple of times, and I sure sometimes you're all frustrated just having to start to warm up in that dark before y'all could get the light. So how did y'all say not just stay focused to get through that period?
I mean, staying focused was one of the main goals, knowing that we have bigger opportunity. So some days after warm up, straight into condition, run those, then maybe like 5 minutes after training is finished because like we can't see out the picture or something like that. So just had to adapt and follow what the coach said.
All right. Well, all right. So Schyan, you know, now we have qualified. You're looking forward to July, August. I think they say the next leg will be played.
Yeah, and the back end of July into August.
All right. So, you know, based on the hiccups that you had earlier and then the adjustments made, you adapting, your team adapting, you know, during the tournament, what things that you implemented during your process that you see stand out in the tournament, in the games you all played to get you out to this particular point?
My defensive principles, and I focus on that a lot. And I also focus a lot on my set piece. And I watch the teams play, each team play. After the first game against St. Lucia, I started watching the teams because I couldn't get to watch St. Lucia, so I didn't know how to approach St. Lucia. But all I know, I have to approach St. Lucia with a realistic mind and organize my defense and all them kind of stuff, you know, do my principles. But after the first game, I started watching the rest of the games, and then I started to pull my clips, what I want to do, the principles that I want to go through, where I want my players to block so that the opponent could not attack on me, because those are their patterns, and I try to adapt and coach by my team in the way that we could block their patterns, and we did just that.
All right, so Vaugh, I know you're more of an attacking-minded player. You know, you have that skill set, that flair set, that ability to create. But a lot of it during the tournament, from where I was watching, you did a lot of work defensively. It was, as old people say, busy as a bee. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that attests to your being back here playing and coming home from school. You seem like you're extremely fit. You know, that's how you maintain that level of fitness.
As I said, training, I mean, I didn't just train like 2 weeks or 3 weeks with the team. I've been here maybe 1 month doing condition work. So in the games, like, it comes easy, but knowing like you want to win so much to progress to the next stage. So in the game, like running, like it's like nothing.
You're there, so you just go.
Yeah. I'm there.
I think that's the right mindset, because I'm saying if you don't do it and he don't do it, there's nobody's gonna do it, innit?
Yeah.
And if you think you could do it, you do it, and then after that it might be he's supposed to do it, you know. Yeah. But if you do it, then after you say, oh, give me a chance, man, you know, at least help me do this, you know what I'm saying? So, okay. But your attitude is definitely on par, and you know your work with was exceptional from my standpoint.
Yeah, and let me just jump in there. You know, you've been in school for a while. How did that experience, especially some through the tough times when we needed a goal, like the last one we needed a goal. In others, we had one and we had to defend to hold that goal. Your upbringing, especially from what you learned in school, kind of helped you through some of those tough moments? Prepared you for those tough moments?
Number one, like staying calm, because like if we overthink it, like the game will just go right by. So just staying calm, being patient, keep on moving the ball side to side, then defense will open up. Then suddenly we go a corner, then the captain delivered a wonderful cross, then Brandon provided the goal. So
and getting your teammates on page, because I've been talking to some of the players, and I think it was after the first match that everybody thought, okay, we just don't want to feel that sense of loss from 15 and from the under 17s, now taking that into the under 20s. In particular, Greg was saying, we just don't want to feel that way again. So we know that we had to come together, we had to leave the individual play out of it and come as a collective just to make it happen. What was it? Kind of the same thing for you guys?
It was definitely the same, coming from U15s right up to the 20s, even senior team. Like me personally, I've never seen a team qualify from Antigua to the next one. So it was like, we can't go again like this. We can't feel like this again. It's qualify or nothing.
Schyan, to tactically, I don't know. When did the players buy in from what you've seen? When did you see that buy-in from the players?
When we were struggling in the light, and we started to play the small-sided game, because I use specific games to let them adjust on the pitch. So, when Hoppers and all the first division games were playing, I could only use small-sided games, so I started using small-sided games and kind of map out the different position I want them to play out of possession and how I want them to move when the opponent have the ball and the ball is in front of us. So I keep on drilling that, so I stuck to that pattern. And then when I get the big feel now, then I implement the rest part of the game, playing out at the back and how I want the ball to move from one side, and when we're switching across to the other side, move it more quicker. So, I started doing those things so I could open up gaps on the wide areas and create 1v1 situations. So.
Yeah, in the tournament itself, we saw Dejami. He played in the middle one time, then he ended up at right back. We saw you had to switch Smobby a couple of times because they were doubling him on two sides. What about the tournament that you learned from yourself, about your team?
Notice that this team, they're very receptive. These players, they can adapt to situation, and that's one of the things that caught me. He makes me want to do more with them, want to experiment more with them. And from that, what I've learned over the years, so I implement that into them, and I see it started to work. And as the tournament progressed, we had to do more things. So I know that they had the ability to do it because they themselves want it. So I feed them with more and feed them with more, and they're starting to buy into it, and we progress nicely into the tournament. And the last game was a game that we definitely had to win, and I know that they're a good team, very good team. So I know that we can't just go and open and play against them. We have to take our time in the game and play the first half and progress and try to progress. And I know that set piece, we have to do a set piece on them, because this is the only way we might win the game. And I did that.
And it worked.
Yeah, it really worked.
All right, well, before I move on to my next question, I must say, if there's one thing I could say about the team is y'all adapted well, because the adaptation even started before y'all got to Costa Rica in terms of the assistant coach could make it. And y'all had to, you especially had to make maybe some decisions on your own, but adapt to maybe getting advice on board or Rockley or whoever you had with you on that tour. And I think y'all did a really good job. It was unfortunate that Perth couldn't have made it, you know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes they say the more brains make light work. But unfortunately that didn't happen, So anyway, as we go on, what are some of the things you're looking to implement to get better at, both offensively and defensively? with this team? I know a few of them will be going back to school or future pro, wherever they're going, but you have a core that's going to be here. Are you going to bring back in some of the guys that you left out to build the numbers up, and what are some of the things you're going to try to improve on, both on the offensive and defensive?
Yes, definitely, because I need to have a core of players, and there's some players here who got left out of the team because of so many different reasons, and I still need to improve those players as well, because as you know, nobody guaranteed their spot. So I have to try and improve everyone so that we could, move on further. In terms of what I'm trying to implement.
Well, not implement, but improve, get better at. You know what I'm saying? Things that you see they did really good.
Yeah, when we attack, the transition from attack to defense is still slow to me. So they're not quick enough in closing lines. Because when you have the ball, you open up, and then when you lose the ball, you have to close quickly because the team can counter you with one ball, break lines, and your first line of defense is wide. They stay long to close in, and opponent can break the line and go get corners in that way. And also when you move in the ball, when we have possession and we move in the ball, we move the ball too slow. You really move the ball too slow, and in terms of the energy level as well, we stay too long to jump out to try and press. So there's a lot of things that we need to work on, even goal scoring. As you know, in the game, the tournament, we're going to score 5 goals and get a lot of chances. So I don't think 5 goals can carry through where we want to go. And some of our players, I think that they need to be more calm in front of the goal, or even be more friendly. And don't be the hero, but let that person be the hero today, because it's all about team play.
All right, well, Vaugh, you make some really fantastic ones off the ball, but it's not every time they see you. Yeah. But I see you because I'm watching, and I'm saying, and I've been in it for a while. I show Schyan see these ones that they make, but they play. How do you get back to going and make that same run again this time? Because I think that is one of my problems I have with young players. If a player makes a run that they didn't get the ball, they won't make that run again because, I run just now, he didn't give me. But you will go and make that same run again. You might even get it the second time, you'll make it the third time. How do you get yourself back to focus to do that so consistently?
Knowing that the run can open up opportunities for players around me, or if he do pass the ball, I have a chance on goal. Just working for the team, that's just it.
All right, you have a mindset to sell because I want something. If you have mindset to sell, I want something to buy because there are some players that want to sell mindset to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, just as you said, you make that run and you might not get it, but it creates a space for somebody else. It's not every time they make the right pass or good pass, but it does create spaces for other people to run into, and I really do admire that about you, being consistent in the movements that you just make. But I just want to tell you to keep doing that because it's working for the team, it's working for you also. As a footballer, you could only get better by doing that. All right. So Schyan, in terms of support, now I'm not going at nobody in particular, but if you have to say to yourself, what you think that you could get from the government, the ABFA, even the private sector to make us being in a World Cup a reality?
I just said that the government need to get involved, get behind the team, because we are, as you know, we are Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes.
And everybody, follow Antigua and Barbuda. It's one flag, we wear the flag with pride. And for us to do that, for us to go out there and represent as a small nation, we do need the support from the government and the stakeholders. So things like, more training time, longer training time, camps, overseas friendly games, in camps as well, in the altitude where we're going to play, because here the tournament might be in Mexico. So we have to adapt to that situation as well. So we need games around that region, maybe Central America, El Salvador, Honduras. We need to play in that kind of climate so the players can adapt, and they need to bond, know each other culture, so that they can communicate with each other much better. Things like that we need to do so that we can win games against them kind of quality teams.
That is key, eh? We want to be in a World Cup. We don't want to go to the tournament and come back and then we just love on the laurels of we made it to that particular stage. And I don't think what you have gotten before is going to get you to the World Cup. There must be things that you didn't get that you believe you want and you think would make it more a reality for you to get to the World Cup. Anyway, fellas, it's a pleasure having y'all here. As I say, we very much proud of y'all, because if we weren't proud, Ricky wouldn't have asked y'all to come in. But he may have probably asked Vaugh, because Vaugh is a part of Generation Next forever. So, but anyway, congratulations on the qualification. I wish y'all all the best. Vaugh, hope you continue to go as a footballer. And please, how you speak to me here, make that be an everyday attitude. So every time I see you, I want to see you like that. Positive, trying to help, that kind of way. I don't have to talk to Schyan because I know Schyan from 15, 16 years coming up. So I know what type of person Schyan is. But for you, you have a bright future ahead of you, Vaugh. And you stay focused, you stay humble, you work hard, you got a chance. And all I want is give yourself a chance. And then everything else will fall into place.
Yeah, with that. Well, we've been talking to the head coach, Schyan Jeffers, and of course, the midfielder, Vaugh Jackson Jr. We'll be right back with more from the National Under 20 squad.
Welcome back to the GN Sports Show, and in the house are two of our triumphant young U20 footballers. We have Ivan Grant and Jordan Francis. Welcome, fellas.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you. Welcome, fellas. Well, and none of y'all cried when y'all after the final whistle. But I know you wasn't gonna cry, no, John, because you think you too cool for tears, innit? But anyway, those kind of moments are moments to enjoy, and I show y'all both y'all enjoyed it. I know for you, Jordan, you've played at every youth level possible in the country and been going through the trials and tribulations of getting up more licks than you win. But you finally got to that point where you go to a tournament now and you played 4 games and won all 4. How is that feeling now, Jordan?
Well, first and foremost, it's a wonderful opportunity to represent my country once again. And for those 4 games, I think that was just running back to my head. Like, I couldn't lose none. I had to go through this. My last one, I had to go through. So for those tournaments, I tried to put my best foot forward, and it came out our way. And that's what I'm proud about.
You tried to put your best. I never see you put your bad foot forward in my life, Jordan. I never see that, and I see you a lot. Anyway, Ivan, this is the first time you got selected on a national team.
First time representing.
Well, congratulations, and you started off with a bang.
Well, yeah, it was good.
It was good.
Yeah, football-wise, everything was everything, you know.
Yeah, well, I know you was with us at Generation Next in the Advanced Academy for a little bit, and Seth was there at the same time. So just partner up with Seth. You know, I know you're cousin to play with Jordan because they play Jordan through the different little tournaments around the country. Yeah. So how is that partnership with Seth? You know, at the international level, your first time?
Well, no pressure was really there. You know, it was just adapting to the game. You know, season into the game, and as you said, never really familiar with playing with Seth, but adapting is a big thing, you know, so I adapt very quickly. And after that, going forward, me and Seth had a great relationship off the pitch, so I think that helped as well.
All right, well, that's good.
There are 2 moments for both of your players. I'm going to start with you, John, because your moment is a bit lighter. In the Dominican Republic match, you hit one just off the D, and it went straight to the goalkeeper. But I saw you with your head in your hand, thinking that was the winner. Just that moment there when you hit it at first, and the keeper wasn't in sight. But I think when by the time it got there, he kind of moved over and caught it. Just talk about that. If you thought you had the winner then before Satchel's winner.
Well, yeah, of course, I thought I had it, but then fortunately the keeper was good enough to get across and stop it. And then I thought that was it, but then I kept believing as the game went along, and then I believed that we could have eventually done it, and then there it was, the 87th minute, the winner.
Nice. Ivan, your moment wasn't so good, but you kind of made up because that was the first one, that was the first game. That last minute penalty, what was going through your mind? Because after what happened, I saw you jumped in the air and you punched the sky and all of that, but talk me through that match that moment against St. Lucia when they didn't have anything at all throughout the match. And that last, it was extra time? I think it was extra time. Extra time then gone up here. And I think you left a foot there and he went over. Just tell me what was going through your mind at that point.
Well, honestly, my body position was good in my opinion. I sent him line. I don't know why I thought he would have took a shot. I thought he had like space, enough space to take a shot, so that's why I committed or put my foot out. And then, in this competition is very big,
So he make the best of the dive.
Yes.
Yeah, they got awarded the penalty.
When he missed it, what did you feel?
Well, it was a great feeling, of course, 'cause, you know, that could have cost us the 3 points. And also, a little, you know, intel on the field. We was letting him know that he's too good to miss. And
okay. Oh, so you guys were in their head while he was on the thing?
Yeah, he just kicked the ball away. So
yeah, he skied that. When he skied that, I think I felt like
He skied it.
Yeah, he skied it. Yeah, but basically in those things they had that big net at the back,
Right.
so it came back immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, and I saw you guys punching the sky. We were wondering, well, you guys got off. But I mean, after that, I think you were pretty solid throughout. And I think, well, you guys didn't let in any goal, but you guys were part of the defensive line that went, defensive record unblemished. No one scored against you guys. I mean, what it felt to be a part of something like that?
well, great, you know, defending. That's what I've been doing from ever since I'm a young boy. So I love it. I had a passion for it. So I work on my craft every day to, you know, perfect the defense.
Oh, the Dominican Republic guy that got sent off, I was told he was one of those physical forwards that he will battle you guys. And you guys knew this going in.
Yeah.
And I heard the tactical genius of Schyan, and that you guys saw that he was the danger guy. And when you guys, what was the mindset playing against him?
Well, to be honest, anybody that I face, I just try and do what I have to do, you know.
Okay.
See how they play, you know, first little 5 minutes, you know, watch them, you know, try your best for getting their head too. You know, mess them up a little bit.
Okay.
And also, you know, before he got his first yellow card, he was talking and saying, oh, we need to play the ball so they can press us, because we were playing the long ball to, you know, make them jump off a lot. And he gave me a little chop, like a hard push. The referee never seen or anything. And then after that I realized, okay, he a little frustrated, and then Bartley just, you know, made the best of that moment and he got sent off.
Yeah.
Alright, so Jordan, I could stand on you for about maybe an easy 5-6 years now, and I've never seen you look like you're under duress. Yeah, and I think the St. Lucia game, they had someone as and everybody keeps, and even our locals, you're not the quickest, but still you get your job done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I just want to know, how do you keep yourself in you don't talk much, you don't get overexcited, you very rarely talk, if you do you?
No.
So, you know what I'm saying, is to be a footballer with all the things that people saying you don't have and still be successful, you know what I'm saying, what you think is the main attribute towards you being so good at all these youth levels that you have played so far?
Well, at the end,
minus the level of confidence and high there. Now minus.
well, at the end of the day, football is a mind sport, so you have to find the best way to accomplish the goal, to outsmart your opponent. So for me now, it's just my positioning. If a man way out wider, I'm not going to go way out there to mark him, because at the end you have to come in or cross it for the ball to go in the goal.
Right.
So I just position myself, so if he get it, I'm there so I can get there, and if not, I'm still in a position to win the ball. But yeah, that's all.
But given the result, given the performance, the chances you all got from the stance that you all started in, I'm saying, how, because I know you like to go forward, but you was very disciplined in the role, which you mean a disciplined player, but how do y'all stay within that for that long period of time? To stay there? With most teams would don't start to try to crack the shell because they didn't need to be, but they always within reason for majority of the game. How did y'all, you know, what y'all did before, how was the preparation before, like during the course of the day, were y'all, you know, more game mode or more just irregular leisure self, or y'all was just more tuned into what y'all needed to do?
Well, we just knew that team couldn't beat us, so no matter what we did, we just tried to stay composed, stay disciplined, not let them get in our heads, keep a calm head, and we know eventually the goal would come, and it did. So, and our preparation, he was pretty laid back, I would say. Some players, they were laid back, and then some, they like the attackers. The training before, it was mostly the attackers, just finishing and those stuff. But then, I would say that we were pretty laid back. Yeah.
Alright, but they went a man down, Ivan. They went, and I should have asked Schyan this, but I didn't. They went a man down, and the tactic didn't change rashly to being more aggressive going forward, because their man down now. I think if I have a man up, I could be more expressive then, attacking wise, but that didn't happen. So was that being shouted from the sideline to keep the composure, stay towards the game plan, or it was just our mindset that we're going to stick to it? Although we are man up, we're still going to give them a certain level of respect and stay within the coaching instructions.
Well, yeah, the coach, Schyan, did tell us, keep calm, don't make it get too, to our head. So, we started to pass around the ball a little bit more because we have more possession now, and then we get to go forward more. So the defensive line get to step up to the half line now, so now we passing the ball. Just, as you said, we got a lot of chances, just didn't get to finish them. But in that one moment, small we crossed the ball in the box and we worked on the set pieces on them the day before. And, the coach as well, that set piece technique or, thing that we did worked pretty well.
Before the goal, they had slipped through one time. Well, I think when we were pressing high, and they had slipped through one time, and thank God that guy rushed it. Or maybe they were so tired chasing, by the time they got there, maybe he didn't have any legs to fire, right? And I think he just scuffed it wide or something like that. Was it like, oh boy, what happened here? In that moment?
No, not really.
Okay.
As Skilla said, we were very calm. Like we never really was anxious or, saying, okay, we have to go and get the goal. Everybody talked to each other, calm everything down, and at the end of the day, we got the victory. Okay,
and this is my final thing for you guys, and you guys can answer it individually. Between now and June, if the team's not doing anything, are you guys doing anything on your own? Because listen here, and you can ask over. We don't have a lot of centre backs or people that want to play centre back right now, and you're two tall guys that maybe fit the bill of a centre back. But between now and June, what are you guys going to be doing individually to kind of stay at that level? Because you know what it's going to take now. Yeah. What are you guys going to be doing between now and June?
Well, I'll answer first. I try to do my own thing, and also I don't have the access to a gym, so at home use the body weight, push-ups, build the shoulders as well. And as the coach told me as well, I need to build the legs, because that's the most important part of the body, because that's what we use to play football, and the core too. And I'll continue go training with my team, and here my coach.
Okay. Jets, you mean?
Yeah, Jets.
Okay.
So
they found a diamond in the rough there, right?
Yeah, fitness won't really be a problem.
Okay.
Just ourselves, we need to build ourselves, get stronger, and that's the only thing I think that we really need to work on.
Alright, John?
Well, for me, my fitness level, when I was playing, I was tired most of the game.
Yeah.
And I was struggling with fitness, probably because of the atmosphere and whatnot. But yeah, I plan to work on my fitness so that next time that wouldn't happen. Also, get in the gym. As y'all can see, I'm very skinny. And I need to get a little more bulkier and stronger. And also my technical ability, that's one thing that I take pride in. I always practice that. My first touch, second touch, everything. That's what I always practice. That's why I perfect it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I almost thought he was going to say going to work in the technical ability. That I want to know how much better I want to get in the skill. I was just about to ask you that because I listened to you just now. I say, but all right, you said the right thing because you're technically you're really good. But
that's what you guys rise to the occasion, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, before we close it off, I'm gonna tell you all this. Y'all see me in it. Both of y'all made the same size, and this has been my size for 15 years. I'm not telling y'all don't need to get strong, but y'all don't need to get bigger. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not saying you don't need to get stronger, but you don't need to get bigger. The bigger you get, the slower you get.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And the bigger you get, you lose skill set. So whatever your skill set is now, my skill set was I had a great first step. I had a great anticipate. So if I get bigger, I can't do that. Yeah. So you understand what I'm saying? Get stronger, yes. Don't get bigger. So yes, there we have it. We just spoke to two of the young National Under-20 boys, Jordan Francis and Ivan Grant. A wonderful conversation. We're wishing them all the best in the upcoming tournament in June, early August. And with that, we take a quick break and we'll be right back with the GN Sports Show.
GN Sports Show.
We would like to thank the sponsors of Generation Next: Fruta, Antigua Masonry Products, Citizenship by Investment Unit, ACT, Flow, Island Photo, and Francis Trading Agency.
EN Sports Show.
Welcome back. You're watching the GN Sports Show. It is now time for our doctor in the house. Dr. Rick is with us, and we have a very important topic to talk about tonight: the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of magnesium. Why do sports athletes, young and old, need magnesium? The man to tell us all about that, Dr. Rick. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us here again on the GN Sports Show.
We've talked about magnesium before, haven't we? This is not the first time you're hearing about the element magnesium. Magnesium's all around us. It's the 8th most plentiful metal or element on planet Earth. How do you like that?
The 8th?
8th most plentiful, most abundant element. It's in the dirt. It's in the water. Oh, Caribbean, it's full of magnesium. Yes.
The Caribbean.
Yes, full of magnesium. So, it's all around us. Yet, most people have the symptoms of magnesium deficiency. And guess what? When they go to the doctor doesn't even know it, because first of all, magnesium is not often tested routinely. But you can ask for the test, magnesium, and you get it. But it's always normal. Yet, they're showing symptoms that might be magnesium deficiency. So how do we know that? Well, magnesium is so important. Like calcium. Calcium is so important that we have a lot of systems in the body that control it. And so if it goes down a little, there's a system that kicks in that will get it back up. If it goes up a little bit, there's a system that kicks in that'll bring it back down. So when the doctor tests, it's always normal. Usually, unless somebody has some sort of severe condition. And we're talking about kids here. We're talking about athletes here, right?
Right.
So they're not going to show the signs of low blood or high blood magnesium unless they're really sick. And you're not going to see that. Yet, they may be suffering from magnesium deficiency. So, let's start with the fundamentals. You know, I like to start with the fundamentals, just like you're a medical student. Remember I told you should go to medical school? Let's test him. You want to test him?
Test me.
We talked about magnesium before. What does magnesium have to do with ATP? First of all, what's ATP? The body's what? The cell's what? Battery.
I had to write down, man.
It starts with a J. Juice. Battery juice. ATP.
I gotta write down answer that. I gotta write down answers, right?
Yeah.
All right.
ATP.
ATP.
Remember?
Yes.
Remember? Just like the STP you put in here.
Right.
We've said this many times. So energy in the body is ATP. The cells can't survive without making ATP. Does a lot of stuff. It's the battery juice, just like your computer, your phone is not going to work without battery juice.
Okay.
And it's constantly being replenished. Every time we breathe in oxygen, you know what's happening? The ATP is being replenished. Does that sound like the alternator in your car?
Yep.
That's what the alternator in your car does. So, we have a place in the cells called mitochondria that makes sure we have enough ATP. But to get that last P, remember we had AMP and ADP. AMP stood for monophosphate, one phosphate. And ADP stood for two phosphates. Diphosphate was two phosphates. And this very high turbocharged molecule is called ATP. It's that third phosphate that creates all the energy that turbocharges our cells. They can't work without them. They die without them. Remember what we said about magnesium? Magnesium was necessary for putting the what? First one, the second one, or the third one on? Phosphate. the third one on our audience. See, somebody in our audience actually knew the answer to that.
We didn't get a chance to answer. We didn't get a chance.
We have a very smart audience. Well, because the audience...
We were thinking it through, Doc.
Doc, we were thinking it through. Doc, you see, we
the
don't...
audience is quicker than you are.
Don't want to get it wrong, Doc. We know what kind of teacher
And
he is.
wait a second. And you have a script. And the audience didn't have a script. What's that about?
Doc, I know what kind of teacher he is that didn't want to get it wrong, so I was trying to think through my answer.
Okay, well, anyway, so that third phosphate that turbocharges that molecule needs magnesium. How do you like that? So when you don't have magnesium, you run out of energy. And there's a lot of other things that happen with it that we're going to talk about in a second. So how do we assess whether somebody is magnesium deficient if they're showing the symptoms? And in a few minutes, we'll get into the symptoms. You have to measure the magnesium inside the cells. Oh my God, that's not simple and it's expensive, so it's not a routine test. So most doctors are not going to do it. The only reason we know about this is because we studied athletes. We studied kids who are under a lot of stress because they're training a lot. So people who train a lot, people with a high metabolism, they're always training, whether they're kids or they're adolescents or they're young adults or they're old adults. They get magnesium deficient very easily, right? Because are you using up your ATP? Are you using up your battery juice when you train?
Yep.
Using up the battery juice. So you're using up your magnesium.
I'm not using. My battery is full right now because I stopped training. I stopped training, Doc, so my battery full.
Well, because you are a little lazy. Yes, is that what you're trying to tell us?
I said lazy, Doc. I said I stopped.
Oh, you're a little sedentary, a little lazy. Yeah, okay. Well, you got to stop that. If you listen to me, I'm going to save your life. That's what I'm here for, to save your life. You don't realize it.
All right. So who should I thank for that?
Me.
Who should I thank for having me
Ricky,
here?
the president of the organization here.
Well, I think I could take my chances with
Anyway, let's go back to the story.
All right.
So now we have to measure it inside the cells. So people can measure it in the red blood cell. So it's easy. You take a blood sample and in a test tube you put red blood cells. Isolate your red blood cells from the rest of the blood. And they actually measure the magnesium in your cells. So the blood level is normal most of the time, but the magnesium level in the red blood cell is low. It tells us that probably magnesium in all the cells of the body, like the muscles. Hello, we're training muscles, right? The tendons. Hello, we're training tendons, right? The tendons have special cells too called fibroblasts. They keep it strong. So the magnesium in all these tissues is low despite having normal magnesium level in the blood. So what does that mean? Well, cramps. It means cramps. Kids have cramps sometimes?
Yes.
Athletes have cramps. Weak contractions. Fatigue. Not able to keep up with the rest of the kids. All that kind of stuff.
Yes, that happens.
And
not a lot in Caribbean kids, but it does happen. We do get the odd cramps, but we just blame the odd cramps and lack of salt.
yeah, well, magnesium is a salt too.
Oh, okay.
You see? So then, what do? You're also looking for other signs of low magnesium. You're looking for fatigue, as we said, cramps, poor contraction of the muscle, right? What about fractures? This is very interesting. You remember what makes bones hard?
Calcium.
Calcium, very good. Okay, you are paying attention.
After class.
Calcium together with phosphate. So calcium phosphate comes together in the bone and makes it hard. Guess what? If there's magnesium there, it makes it harder. It makes it harder to have a little bit of magnesium. And most of the magnesium in the body is actually in the bone. So there is magnesium there to keep it hard. So if you're deficient, if you don't have enough magnesium in your red blood cells, chances are you don't have enough magnesium in the bone, and the bones are going to fracture more easily. They're not going to be as flexible. You get bone pain.
I was full of magnesium then, because I never get no fracture.
Okay, good.
I was overloaded. I should have given away some of the magnesium.
No, now that's another thing. Don't overload with magnesium, because if you have too much magnesium, that's no good either. It disrupts the structure of that calcium phosphate magnesium bonding.
Okay.
And so, too little is no good. It makes soft bones. Too much is no good. It makes brittle bones.
Oh my.
Just right. You remember? You remember who Goldilocks was?
And
Goldilocks and the
3 bears.
3 bears. And what did Goldilocks say? It's too hot, the porridge. It's too cold, the porridge. She likes it just right. So this is the Goldilocks story.
Okay.
Too much magnesium makes it too brittle. Too little magnesium makes it soft. Just right is somewhere in the middle. And it's hard to know exactly when. And again, nobody does these tests, so it's very expensive. You just have to know that people need extra magnesium, so give it, and see if the person is feeling better, if they're getting more energy, if they're not fatiguing as much, if their muscle strength is better, their contractions are better, they have less fracture risk. You know, you have to just try it, and you have to take it a little bit on faith that people who are very active need extra magnesium.
So where are they getting these magnesium?
Very good, I'm glad you asked that. If you go to the drugstore, we won't name any particular drugstore or pharmacy. Magnesium you buy that's the most inexpensive, right, is not usually the best, right? It's like magnesium oxalate.
Okay.
But
So the cheaper the magnesium might be, is not the best magnesium.
right, because it doesn't get absorbed into the blood. But then there's a little more expensive one called glycinate, magnesium glycinate,
I've heard about that one.
or magnesium citrate.
Yes, I heard about that one.
Citrate and glycinate. Those get absorbed better, and so it's better to take them. Because otherwise you might be excreting it. It just may not get absorbed. You may take it in, and you lose it in your stool very well.
I have a funny
And you take it in
story
your diet.
about cheap and medicine. I went to, I have a friend in Montserrat, and she called me and told me she can't get the magnesium over there to buy because there's only one pharmacy, sometimes be out. So I went to purchase a magnesium at the but I saw like 3 or 4 different type of magnesium. So like I had to call back to find out which one, because I just started just going to say I want the magnesium and I get magnesium, but there's so much different types.
So you see, I like these testimonials. You didn't tell me that you had a personal story about magnesium. This is great. So tell me, this woman that you know, how close is she to you?
Close enough.
Oh, so okay, I like that. Tell me now, do you know what she was using the magnesium for? Why was she taking magnesium? Because she seems to be very smart. I think you ought to marry her.
She was a nurse.
Did you ever try marrying her?
No, she's married already.
Oh, she's married already?
She's off the market. She's already
let's not go there.
She's already off the market now.
She's off the market, okay. But you're buying her magnesium for her.
Because there was no magnesium in the pharmacy in Montserrat, so she buying it over here to ship it across the Montserrat.
But she's a nurse, so she's smart.
She's a nurse, yes.
Okay, very good. She's smart, so she knows that she needs magnesium.
She's a mature woman. I'm not going to call her old. You know, women don't like to be called old.
Well, the magnesium is going to make her bones strong, because what happens when a woman gets menopausal, in menopause, you know, they lose their estrogen.
Yep.
And estrogen is keeping those bones strong and the muscles strong. And guess what estrogen is doing? So she's a very smart woman, because she's lost her estrogen. I'm assuming she's in her 50s.
I just told you that she was a nurse. She's very...
That's right. So here's the story. So she's losing her estrogen because she stopped having her menstrual cycles, right?
Okay.
She's in the stage of life where she's not...
She could just study her beauty. She's at the stage of life where she could just study her beauty.
There you go. So she is losing magnesium. Estrogen helps her keep the magnesium. It's a very interesting story. Estrogen has an effect on special proteins in cells called transporters. Transporters are like shuttles.
Okay.
And the shuttle takes magnesium, right, out of what's supposed to be the urine. There's fluid in the kidney called filtrate. It's going to become the urine, and it takes it out and puts it back into the blood. That shuttle, it's called a transporter. It's actually called a magnesium transporter. get it?
Okay.
Is activated by estrogen. So if you lose the estrogen, you don't retain the magnesium in your body, and you lose it in your urine.
Okay.
So she's replacing that. She's got a very good doctor, or she's very smart. And ladies out there, if you're in that situation, mothers, that's a good lesson for you. All right? She's depleting her magnesium. And now that's going to help keep her bones strong and her muscles strong and a lot of all the other things, because almost all of your metabolism is dependent upon magnesium, because all of your metabolism needs ATP. So it's so important, and yet we ignore it. It's not something that even is routinely measured sometimes. So we really have to be thinking about your status in terms of physical activity. So what's the first lesson? High physical activity. Even in youth, they might need more magnesium, even if their blood level is normal.
Doc.
Yeah.
So with the magnesium, right, Doc?
Yep.
Is it? So you need to go and buy multivitamin. So should we give a kid magnesium?
Yes, you should get a multivitamin. There will be magnesium in the multivitamin.
Okay.
So for a kid who's super active, or an athlete, let's say a college athlete, who's, let's say, when I was in college and playing basketball, 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, we were training. And training hard.
Right.
That's a lot of activity. That daily vitamin is going to just give you a fraction of what you need. You need probably 10 times that. So that's why those people need the supplement. Now, does every kid need the supplement? No, probably not. But the one who has high physical activity, who's going all the time, and who now feels fatigued on a regular basis, he's having symptoms,
right? He's having cramps. He starts complaining of cramps, perhaps, at night, right? Or after training. He's not sleeping well. Maybe he's not thinking very quickly. I mean, there's all kinds of these are non-specific things. Because magnesium is involved in so many reactions in the body, it's not going to be something specific. It's going to be non-specific. Parents, that's what you have to be looking for. And so, it wouldn't hurt to give them a little magnesium. Magnesium is food. See? He asks the $64 million questions all the time. So he's at the front. No, he's not. I just want to know if he passed me or not. Like friend of the other. I like that. We don't know. Interestingly enough, you would think because meat, poultry, fish, right, has a lot of these mitochondria in them. Then when we eat an animal's meat, poultry, fish,
they would have a lot of magnesium, because the mitochondria is where we make this ATP, and magnesium is needed there. So you'd think we would take that in. It's not true. It turns out that the meat, fish, poultry has the lowest levels of magnesium. Very little magnesium. They have magnesium, but very little. Vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds have the most magnesium. Now, how many kids are deficient in that? They're not eating a lot of that, especially if they're eating a lot of fast food, because the parents are working, they're busy, and they're eating a lot of fast food. No. French fries, KFC. If you're in the United States, McDonald's. Whatever it is, they're not going to get any magnesium there. So that's one of the reasons they're magnesium deficient. So let's think about it. We said that our estrogen, is it only women who have this estrogen that's the feminizing hormone that makes them feminine?
They're the only ones, or do we have estrogen too?
We have estrogen.
We do. We have a little bit.
You told us that, didn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
We have a little bit of estrogen. A woman has 10 times more, 20 times more, sometimes 30 times or 50 times more. Men have a little bit, but that little bit of estrogen we have, right, is going to help us hang on to our magnesium too. Okay? And so, it's when the woman loses the magnesium that is the problem, loses the estrogen, that they lose the magnesium. Just like your nurse lady,
right,
your nurse friend, is protecting herself by taking the magnesium because she's losing the estrogen, which activates the what? Transporter,
right,
the shuttle bus,
that takes the
magnesium out of the urine and puts it back into the blood to keep the magnesium level of the blood where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
You see?
Right.
Now, can we always be sure it's putting it in the tissues? We really don't know, even when that happens. But estrogen also helps the magnesium stay in the tissues, okay? In the cells. Now, why do you think God made estrogen transport magnesium indirectly through that little shuttle bus we were talking about, through that transporter? Why would that happen? What do women need to do more than men? What did they do? Hello, look at my belly. To prepare for pregnancy, where they have to support a baby inside them who's growing, right?
Right.
So they need that extra magnesium for that. And when does a woman have the highest level of estrogen?
Pregnancy?
Well, in pregnancy and when she's getting ready to become pregnant. So there's preparing the body for it.
Okay.
So it's like, Mother Nature's way of making sure there's plenty of magnesium to support the energy needs of a pregnancy. You see? And so what's some of the evidence for this? Well, women athletes have higher risks of loss of pregnancies. Yeah? If they're not taking enough magnesium. How do you like that? Not only do they have increased risk of fractures and musculoskeletal, muscle and skeletal problems, from their training, but if you look at women athletes, there's studies to show if you look at women athletes who are in their 20s or 30s, and there are plenty of those who are athletes who want to have babies, right? After college, perhaps, and they're still, in fact, especially some of the Olympic athletes, you've heard of them, they're tennis players or they train every day, right? Well, if they don't get enough magnesium, they might get pregnant and lose the pregnancy. We call it preterm delivery, or the baby might be born premature.
So even the life
that's lack of magnesium.
Yep.
The life they're not even here yet.
Right.
Needs magnesium.
And Mother Nature is preparing the woman's body to make sure she's always going to have enough magnesium through that estrogen, that feminine hormone.
Okay.
How do you like that?
We're learning.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Maybe you mentioned it, but just reiterate the part there.
Okay.
When your magnesium levels are low,
yes,
are you more likely to get an injury?
Yes, that's what I said. You're more likely to get an injury, especially muscle and bone injuries.
Okay.
Why? Because for that contraction and relaxation. By the way, if you have a contraction and you don't get a relaxation, what do we call it?
A cramp?
A cramp or a muscle spasm.
Okay.
So that tells you there's something wrong inside that muscle. And it could be the magnesium, because you need the magnesium to activate the ATP. And we need ATP for two things. Contraction, this is what a muscle contraction looks like if you were looking at a microscope. And your muscle was magnified 100,000 times, you'd see little proteins called actin and myosin going like this, creating the force for your muscle every time you do this. How do you like that?
Wow.
And now, for these cross bridges between actin and myosin to break, so the muscle relax, you need ATP and magnesium. So you need it to do this, and then you need it to relax.
needed for both contraction and relaxation. So you can get contractions without relaxation, and you can get just weak muscles that are too relaxed and they don't contract strong enough. So that's how it works.
One more clarification.
Yes.
Does magnesium help with sleep anyway?
Yes, of course. Magnesium helps with sleep because let's see who remembers. Who's gonna remember?
Can I walk off this?
No, you can't. Sorry, you have to stay, or we're gonna call the principal.
The principal already left the building.
Now, who's gonna remember the name of a hormone that controls our daily rhythms, and it helps us sleep, and
melatonin?
That's correct. Very good.
No, I actually heard the producer say melatonin.
And blue light, like all these bright lights here that have a lot of blue light in them, inhibit the production of melatonin. So that's why over by the beach we put red lights there for the turtles to lay their eggs.
Okay. We remember now.
Melatonin is needed for reproductive cycles, but melatonin also puts us to sleep. That's the hormone that's messed up when you have jet lag and you can't sleep.
Yep, okay.
Well, guess what? You need magnesium for the cells in the brain called the pineal gland to secrete or make the melatonin and put it out into the blood. You need magnesium for that too.
Okay.
So sleep, very important. I'm glad you raised that. I forgot to say that.
Now, you see, after they tell us something, ask the question right after. Because know the answer.
Yeah.
You can't wait 2 days to answer.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Anyway, we're having fun, and we're learning, and we're communicating to people these complicated things in kind of a simple and fun way that hopefully when they're having their breakfast and they're thinking about, do they need a vitamin? Do they need a supplement? They'll be thinking about magnesium.
So you always need magnesium.
Earlier, our guest earlier was some national youth players who just played the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers for the 2027 edition. And we qualified out of our group to move on to the next round.
So this is football?
Yes, this is football.
Okay.
So a few players was here and the coach was here.
Okay.
And usually when you come on this show, you watch the show. So I hope that the kids in them don't just watch up to where they are in the show and watch this segment, because there's a developmental period.
Yes.
You know, and they're going to need to know things like this to help them to be better for the next one. What they're going to do. The next one should be harder.
And they're going to have more entertainment too, because we're kind of funny.
Right.
So we make it fun.
Yeah. So I think based on what you're just saying in terms of the energy level, to keep the muscles and the bones and the tissues and that, all I would need magnesium. I think this is a very good topic, and it comes in at a time when young national players are going to have to take care of themselves a bit, because you know they probably won't go back into training immediately. So to maintain themselves and to keep themselves healthy, I think this is a good topic for them to actually sit down and listen to and try to add it into their diet or whatever, so that we could be more proud of them than we are right now.
That's right. The point is that the female athletes, when they get in their adolescence and get to be young women and they're still active and athletes, and they have to think about pregnancy, they really have to think about keeping their magnesium level up.
Alrighty. You talk to parents. Look in the camera and talk to parents.
Parents, make sure your kids get enough seeds, nuts, legumes, vegetables,
spinach,
and while they need the meat, they need the poultry, they need the eggs, they need the fish for the protein to build the muscle. They're not going to get magnesium there.
They're not going to get much magnesium. It's just a
little bit of it, only a little bit of it.
So I'm saying is, if no, I could be right, I could be wrong, you're going to tell me.
Yes.
you get more magnesium from vegetables, nuts, legumes, so on and so forth. And you get a little magnesium from meat, fish,
That's right.
and chicken and that kind of thing.
Right, and that's not enough.
So if you give me more chicken and fish than vegetable, it can't add up.
It's not enough. No, it won't add up to enough because there's like 10 times more in the vegetables per gram.
Doc, as I say, I had a friend with the magnesium story, and
that was one of the best magnesium stories I've ever heard. In fact, it's the first magnesium story I ever heard.
Yeah, and I should have paid attention to why she wanted magnesium because I'm going to get to her someday, but I didn't. So now I'm going to have to ask more questions when she asked me to go and buy medication.
And I want to thank you because from now on, when I talk about magnesium, I'm going to tell that story. I love it, but I'm not going to give you credit for it. I'm going to say it was me who went to the drugstore. So the message of tonight is what?
The message is that the body needs magnesium for everything. Isn't that the message, Doc?
Yeah, it's pretty true. In fact, I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, the body.
See, he said it better than I could.
So the parents out there watching, the children out there watching, the athletes watching, know if you start to get fatigue, you start to get cramps, you start to get a bit frustrated.
He's a
pharmacy. Get a bottle of magnesium, not the generic ones, the quality ones, because the generic
what's the quality one called? Magnesium.
Phosphate?
No. Starts with a G.
I can't pronounce that word. Magnesium.
Glycinate. Yeah, glycinate.
Oh,
glycinate.
Glycinate.
You know my English a bit scratchy.
I know. Sometimes I really don't understand you.
All right, Doc. I understand you clearly. That's the most important.
I know.
So you tell it. So magnesium.
Yes.
Is essential.
Is essential, and we ignore it. Why? Because when you go to the doctor and they measure your blood level, they tell you you're fine. Hello? You're fine because your blood level is normal, but you may not be fine if you have symptoms. You see? And so that's true for a lot of nutrients. A lot of nutrients are like that. Got it?
I could understand, Doc. So, Doc, it's always a pleasure having you here on the show with us.
Thank you.
Your insights are more than my brain could, concoct at one time.
No, you're doing a pretty good job. You're remembering at least half of it.
I think that the questions we should get the questions and the answers so we could study. Because you can't cover the questions.
I like that.
You gave me the answers last week. Okay. The questions. I like to get the questions and the answers at the same time, so I can study the same day.
Okay. Yes.
But that, as I said, the pleasure of me and Terry being here with you is always fun. It's not just about the medicine, but we do complement each other in so much different ways. You have such a humorous side to you. So,
and say hello to the nurse.
I'm just going to send the link to the nurse, so the nurse knows.
So she can watch it.
Yeah,
she can watch it.
Yes. So she knows we're talking about it. We're thinking about it.
You understand what I'm saying? So that, I was about to say I can't wait for next week, but I can. So for me and Terry, you do enjoy the rest of the evening, and with that. Yes, and that's our show for this week. And another exciting show, we had young U15 players from Generation Next. We had former player from Generation Next and national players settling on the show, Terry.
Yeah, and certainly. And we hope that you continue to support the young Benner boys because they've been needing all the support they get when played the next round of qualifiers. Plus, you have learned something from Dr. Rick. And parents, take heed. Children need magnesium to actually function. And I hope you learned what we learned here from our doctor, Dr. Rick. That's our show for tonight from all of us here at the GN Sports Show. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.